with great delight. Oh man, is that not a wondrous sight? Old Scotland once was foreign farce. If you want her grateful prayer, gear a haggis. So I give you a toast. To the haggis.
The haggis.
Haggis.
I did that the last time. I remember hearing my voice saying that. To the haggis.
Right.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's going down well, girl.
Right. Here we go.
I'm so grapefruit juice. I'm gone here at the moment. I meant to ask you again this month. Told you.
Now, a rabbie was born to poor tenant farmers, but rose to become Scotland's most famous person. With this I do not exaggerate. He is even more famous than our Willie and the Browns. He was also the most liked by the ladies, having 12 children with 4 partners. He also liked a drink or two, which might explain the poem Tam O'Shanter, which is about Tam being chased by the devil. But to sum up, you must use his own words. Boys like him, no many. So I give you a toast. Robbie Balls.
Rabbit.
Happy
Rabbit.
birthday.
I didn't know him, but he sounds like a bit of a lad.
He was.
Got 12 children. Right, somebody said I've got to talk about ladies, which doesn't seem very polite, but never mind.
Is that 2 pages?
No, it's 3.
Might even longer.
It's big writing though. Okay, I don't actually think I'm very qualified to do this, by the way. I've never understand women, and I'm never going to.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
Well, you've only been married
Yep.
how long?
I'm married a woman. Okay, so I was going to start with some questions. Firstly, shopping. Why is that ladies find what they're looking for in the first shop, then spend the next 3 hours going around every shop in the town and buy it back in the first place? And couldn't that time be used much better for getting ready to go out so that you get there before last orders and that sort of thing? And when the ladies go to the toilet, why do they always go in twos? Some say it's for conversation. I reckon it's so that there's one less person talking about you when you leave the table. Okay. A wise man once said, there are 2 times when a man does not understand a woman. The first is before he's married, and the second time is after he's married. Okay, I admit I don't understand women. So what I did this afternoon, I did a bit of research, and I found this book. And it's called Rules for Living by a woman called Sharon Sharalaika. It's on Amazon. It's a very interesting book. I think all you ladies probably read it when you were infants, about this big. Because I've got a couple of quotes, or a few quotes. This is what she wrote. The woman makes all the rules. The man is not allowed to know all the rules. If the woman suspects that the man has learned some of the rules, she should change some or all of the rules at random. The woman may change her mind at any time. The man must never change his mind without the expressed consent of the woman. Any married man should forget all his mistakes, which is pretty good. After all, there's no point in 2 people remembering the same thing. To be happy with a man, a woman must understand him a lot and also love him a little, which is nice.
Yeah.
To be happy with a woman, a man needs to love her a lot and never try to understand her at all. The woman must, under no circumstances, let the man know she is angry or upset. the man is expected to mind read at all times. And lastly, the woman is never wrong. If the woman is wrong, it's due to a misunderstanding, which is the direct result of something the man did or said. Okay, we're only teasing. Well, apart from the bits that I recognise anyway. Really, we love you ladies and could never live without you. And as Ravi put it, to see her is to love her, and love but her forever. For nature makes her what she is, and then never made another. And so a toast.
Thank
To the ladies.
You. Thank
To the
you.
ladies.
To the ladies.
Very nice.
That was lovely.
And the poem was in English because I couldn't do the actual accent.
And now,
Might need your
and
internet.
now,
No, this is going to take about 10 minutes to load up and...
Oh, this is completely off the
well,
cuff
and
then.
now
Gotta wait for the vows to
Well, I
warm
was
up.
going
in
to
about
do
10
a bit
minutes, reply
but then I
to
thought,
the gentleman.
better do a little bit of
Because this is what you got.
really, really short. So, well, we've had enough. You just put your hands up, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Is this to the laddies?
Yeah, to the laddies and well
No,
friends.
mine was to the ladies.
Yeah, mine's to the
Laddies.
Okay,
ladies.
so
Yeah.
that's different.
So it falls to me,
Lasses and
Angela,
laddies.
your allocated lassie for this evening. Thanks, Jim. To take up the challenge of replying to Trevor's toast. Although trying to prepare a reply to a speech you haven't heard is a bit disconcerting.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
wasn't
but
personal.
nobody
No
ever knows.
personalities.
Nobody ever
Okay,
knows
true.
what the other person's speech is going to be.
Anyway, so thank you,
That's
Trevor,
amazing,
very
amazing.
much for being so lovely about us lassies. Unfortunately, it falls to me to lower the tone and talk about men. Not that I'm in any way suggesting that those two things go hand in hand. However, it has been said by Trevor tonight as well that men try to please us women. Yes, they try, but like the title in the Mel Gibson film, most men don't know what women want. Some of them get very strange ideas indeed, including Robert Burns. He wrote a poem called 9 Inch Will Please a Lady. I can't imagine what that's about. No, sometimes men just don't get it right. Women might be accused of lack of logic or fuzzy logic, according to my dear husband, but we're quite good at dealing with the unexpected. Men sometimes flounder. Burns' father-in-law, for example, who upon hearing that his daughter was pregnant with Burns' illegitimate child, promptly fainted. His wife had to go and get something to revive him. But I'm not going to go on comparing men and women now, because I actually don't believe this Mars and Venus stuff. You know, the sort of thing. Women can't read maps and men don't listen. I think women and men could be equally good at the same things. Multitasking, for example. Men can't multitask, so people say. Well, I think that Robert Burns' impressive record of, which may or may not be correct, 11 children by 5 women in 13 years shows that men most certainly can multitask, especially if it's something that's important to them. Nevertheless, I think the multitasking crown in that relationship must go to Burns' wife Jean, that Jim's already touched on, for going to his funeral and giving birth to his last child on the same day. He might have died young at only 37 and have written lots of stuff down, apparently 559 in total, but other than that, his life seems to have consisted of lots of flirting and being a tart, although what he did write is now considered art, so there you go. But I'm not going to mock Burns. because I think he's a wonderful example, even about 250 years after his birth, of what women want in a man. Burns not only wrote wonderful poetry, but he was honest with it too. We women know our faults and don't mind having them pointed out to us with good humour. He might have been monogamously challenged, but he looked after all his women, working hard to provide for his family. In fact, Burns is such a great example of a man that they've put him on the Clydesdale £5 banknote to symbolise all Scottish men. Cheap. Although, next year there's going to be another Burns note. This one will be worth £10, double the value. But I really don't know what that says because it's going to be a plastic note. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Wow.
It's actually coming out this year.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was next year I read.
No, this year.
Is it this year? Oh, right. Right, I hope you know I'm only joking. For all their shortcomings, we women couldn't get along without men. If nothing else, we'd need someone to boss around, and your little foibles are usually why we like you so much. As Burns himself said, a man's a man for all that. And I was going to finish there, but you could have a little poem.
Go on,
If you want
go on.
one, but it's not one by Burns. I couldn't do the Scottish accent, so yeah. Right. I thought this speech was something quick that I could write online and print off just before I came and read out at this time. And yet, this morning, to Mr. Google did I turn. He said I had to write my own. I can tell you, I almost had a turn. The reply required a lot of thought. It was to be new each time. It wasn't something he churned out, not one of his 159. Yikes, I cried. This isn't right. This is an awful affair. Have they any idea how long it took just to work out what to wear? When times are dark and things are hard, 'tis Kevin who is my light. Help, I yelled, I cannot cope. Ah, he said, now shut up and write. Don't panic though, I quickly thought. Debbie has done it, and Tina too. I'm sure I will survive. Mr. Google did reveal that I must show men up as fools, whilst also referring to Rob himself. Blimey, tell me, who makes up these rules? And what to say to show men up, to make them sound less wise? A man can be a useful thing. They work hard from dawn to dusk, in the garden, cleaning the house, sorting kids and helping friends. Oh, and sort of dinner on the table. Oh, no, that's us lassies. Do that. But men they can help around the house. When from the computer they're dragged, and they can be good company. They're handy if you need a good nag. Okay, it's said in jest. I think men quite all right, despite conning me into doing this or laughing at my plight. Well, my poem is done. It turned out to be fun. My panic was clearly in vain. But just so I'm clear, if you have one next year, please don't make me do it again.
To the laddies. To the laddies.
Very good.